Hello adventurers, it's your man Zero here, your favorite hero. Guys, the dungeon event ranking has dropped. We got a strat that has been suggested by some really high end players. Let's follow it and I'll show you guys my build and hopefully together we can get a great score. Let's hop in. Alright guys, got the game all loaded up. And so I just want to go really quickly over something. If you go to missions here, you can actually see that we are getting a ton of additional summons here for the collab event that's coming. So make sure you guys are doing these. Make sure you're completing your stamina as well as using these guys in your battles, and hopefully you get a 5-star out of it. So make sure you don't miss out on those summons from the campaign area. That said, let's hop over here to solo content and dungeons and crisis dungeons. So here we actually see the additional dungeons that I've just dropped. I haven't completed yet because I have not completed this story, but you can definitely do the normal and hard here and get some crystals out of it, as well as once you complete it on regular, you know for a fact that it's going to be showing up in the hard area. So definitely get those completed. Next, let's hop over to actually events here. So here we actually see our new dungeon event ranking. So some people have already managed to hit 3 million. Those guys are crazy. I'm not looking at doing anything crazy like that. I just want to get a good score, and that way, you know, maybe in the top 300. That'd be nice. So let's go over my build. That way you guys can see what I'm working with. So you notice I haven't done a run yet. I'm in group 12. Hopefully you are not in the same group as me because I will fight you. Anyway, that said, let's hop into the very hard right away, and I'll show you guys the build that I'm working with. All right, so this is the fire build that I currently have. So one thing that I am going to change though is I am going to take off Ifrit from Cloud and put on Judgment Bolt and switch over Ifrit over to our good friend Sephiroth. And the reason why is because when it comes to Cloud, I realize, hey, because we're using two elements here, we're going to be using lightning and fire. We don't want to actually use too many sub-equipments with fire potency. What we want to do is we want to focus on physical ability potency. That way you get an overall damage increase on both of those weapons, not just the single one. So if we put the summon on Sephiroth, well then that way we can put Sephiroth in with all of the magic attack as well as fire potency. So that way Ifrit does a ton of damage. So here let's just go over the main build. Here we got Sephiroth with his P attack based fire down as well with his magic attack prototype. So that way he can do AoE damage with the prototype. Then I'm doing sigils and I'm adding one lightning materia just so I can cover the lightning needs. Now let's switch over here to Aerith. Aerith is basically just same build as always. She's sitting pretty with her fairy tail as well as the umbrella to do some defense down. We do have some poison from one of the scorpions, so we do have an Insuna equipped here, as well as Blizzard and an X sigil, because most of these fights have X sigil needs. For Cloud, we have the Fire Garp, and then we have the new Fire Sword and his Lightning Sword, the Mirasami. Summon again is going to be Lightning, and then he's all sigils with pretty good stats on them. And of course, make sure that the X sigil is equipped with the X materia, so that way you get double reduction there. And then yeah, for sub-equipment, it's like I said, physical potency and overall attack, as well as HP, just so that way his HP is a decent amount. I actually wish it was around 7k, but I'm just gonna have to work with 6. It's just the way it is. So let's hop in and do this dungeon. Wish me luck. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, I'm gonna take off myself from the feed here and do a voiceover later on, so that way you guys can know what I'm doing and why, and that way I'm not covering the screen up for you. So enjoy it. All right, guys, first off, let's pull up the map here and let's take a look really quickly at everybody. So the suggestion is go down and fight the mobs on the bottoms first. And of course, let's start off with the one with Elena's side. Just gonna run down first, get this treasure chest here. Make sure we don't miss it. I mean, I doubt we'll miss any treasure as we adventure, right, adventurers? Okay, so these are two different spots here. So one of those is a fire weakness and one of them is a different weakness. Oh, there's our first key. Grab that. On the door here on the right side, that is where Yuffie is. So we're going to scroll down. We're going to go down here, pick up this treasure chest. All right, and that's going to give us some dawn pieces. Nice, not too bad. And then go here to the right. So we're going to open up that gate and we're going to fight the mobs there first. And this is just in order to build unison as well as build some summon power, right? So that way we can hopefully get a summon pretty quickly before fighting any of the big guys. I'm going to take these guys out pretty quickly. You can see they're not doing too much damage either, like just a -1. That's not too bad. -2. We can definitely beat this quickly before this Shanigan Prince does any of his jump attacks. So there you go. It's all done. Mobs defeated. Fantastic. Alright, so we'll just pick up what they drop, which is a summon charge increase, which is great. I don't use that until later on in the dungeon. So we got a Thunder Cocktail, and we got some special supplement, as well as some High Potion. Great. So now we don't have any more keys. So I did go over here to the left, and I realized, man, no key. Okay, I have to fight one of the other guys first then, before I get another key. All right, and then so here I decided, okay, I'm going to go to the right because this guy is actually weak to thunder, and as I am progressing, I want to focus on boosting my fire potency and not raising my lightning potency. So here, right off the bat, going to go for the Rangalias on the both right and left side, so take out the mobs, and then quickly take up Mortar Ball. I definitely find this path a little bit easier just because I did want to ensure that I increase easier potency. And if I did that, then I would actually be reducing my lightning potency. So this guy would have become that much harder if I had waited. So here I may have realized, oh, I forgot to give you guys sound. My bad, my bad. So here I added the sound for the game. Okay, interrupted, and this is when I'm going to do a bunch of damage and just try to get that guy down and take him out from the dungeon. There you go. Beat him completely. Alright, so now we're going to get all queued up with our first selection of potential enhancements. So let's see, which one should we do? I decide that I actually want to go with the middle in this regard because it's going to raise my attack and magic attack for all my characters, so so everybody will benefit, right? That said, the fire potency on the left side was probably a really good option too. Probably would have sped up a lot of my run, but in the future, of course, if you want a higher score, then you go with the score boost. So pick up that key, get the treasure chest. Nothing else left in here, so we're going to be heading back out, and now we're going to be heading back down south and opening the other gate in the main room. All right, so here on the left side, we're going to open that one up. Okay, we're going to go in, and we are actually not going to fight the big baddie. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up this box. We got our fire cocktails, awesome. We get lots of them, guys. And then we're going to fight the mobs. And this way we can build up our ATB as well as our summon gauges even further. So right there we got our Rama summon gauge all up. And I think Sephiroth manages to get his up all the way too. Perfect. So it's up, and even Aerith has her LB quite close to being full. Okay, so we're just going to wave at the baddie there. Bye-bye. We'll see you later. And we're going to head over to Elena. Because now that we have the summon, we can definitely use it to take her and her mobs out. So something that I want to do is I want to debuff Elena, and then I want to use the summon just so that way I can take her out as quickly as possible. So here I'm going to use my cocktails. I'm going to use my fire cocktail on Sephiroth because he's got his fire summon, and then I'm going to raise his ATB so in order to be able to get off that fire down, and that's it. Okay, and then here, oh, guys, you'll notice I'm Because I'm on Cloud, it's problematic. I wasn't able to get my ability off to reduce the fire resistance, and so this does not kill Elena. It doesn't. Even though I had the ATB, it was pointless. And then so here I actually just end up using Rama just to finish her off, or get at least close enough where I can just finish her off with one more hit, because you want to get her before she throws the grenade. Super, super important. And she should be down with just this last hit. There you go. Taken up by the umbrella. Fantastic. Good job, Aerith. Alright, so for enhancements on this one, we have lightning potency increase with a fire down, magic defense up, and score boost up. So here, honestly, I went with magic defense up. I definitely could have gone for the other one. I think I would have been better just actually getting the score increase, because that would have definitely helped me out. And make sure you look at every single nook and cranny. I got the 100 crystals here out of that blue crate. And now we're going to go and fight the Scorpion. The one we waved to earlier. So we're going to go take this guy out. Alright, first let's do some items. So we're going to increase our thunder because this guy's weak to thunder and ice. So we're going to take out him as fast as possible. So I used a thunder potion on Sephiroth because Sephiroth does have his lightning material equipped. So he's able to do some lightning damage. So it doesn't go for a loss. It does work. There you go, took out the mobs nice and quickly. You can see my HP is still quite high. So I'm very, very happy that the overall max HP hasn't dropped really anything dramatically. It makes me wonder if I can rebuild Aerith in maybe a little bit differently, maybe more magic attack and less heals, because it looks like I don't really need the heals as much. Definitely need the umbrella though. Maybe I'll swap those two. And there we go. And I believe here, after this battle, we do have the option of increasing our fire potency with a reduction to lightning potency. And the reason why I did all my lightning ones first is in order for me to get that and not feel the consequences of that lightning drop. So that's the enhancement that I chose. I'm going to go up here now and go fight the other Scorpion. Now this one is the one with poison, but I think he's able... He doesn't do as much poison damage as like the dragon, so I'm not too worried about it, but I do luckily have that Ensuna equipped. I made sure to put on some fire potency on Cloud and on Sephiroth just to do some extra fire damage during this battle. Take out the mobs. I'm gonna take the mobs out really quickly. And I save all my summons here. I think I might maybe use the heal wand. Or rather the wind. Just so that way I can get my HP up, because I don't want to save that, lose that ATB, right? And everybody has some HP down, so it was a good timing to use it, I think. I just take him out with some basic hits here. I don't use any of the summons. I just go ham on fire. He's going to go into a sigil phase. I ignore it with Cloud, and I just focus on doing more fire damage strikes. There's the sigil phase. I ignore it. Boom. And it's a good thing I ignored it, because I was able to do that last hit. All right, guys, and finally, we get our last key, we get our last treasure chest, and we're gonna move on to fighting Yuffie. Okay, here, of course, I'm gonna choose the middle. I definitely could have chosen the one on the right. I would have been totally okay with getting that score increase and having that drop in damage, I think. So here I will be open the gate to Yuffie, and I do use some items. I did realize that I used lightning potency on thunder potency on Cloud. That was just total redundancy. I didn't end up using the thunder damage at all, so it was a bit silly of me to do that. It's just a waste of points, really. So definitely avoid it. Just focus on fire. I didn't see anything else I needed, except for a ether, just so that way I can get that fire down on Cloud. And it looks like everybody's summon gauges are all still nice and up and high. So we should be able to get off summons right off the bat. So hopefully we can get Sephiroth to target Yuffie and do the down, and then we can hit her really hard with some summons. And hopefully Aerith can do a magic defense and a physical defense down as well. So we have, it does automatically focus on one of the princes, and unfortunately that means that Sephiroth wasted his down on one of the princes, and so did Yuffie. You can see that the physical down as well as magic down and the fire resistance down. So definitely lost out there on being able to do more damage on Yuffie. So next time I do this run, definitely 100% I will be making sure that I focus on Yuffie first right off the bat instead of giving those few seconds of a delay, because it did end up affecting me. Alright, so she does her land scraper, and luckily my HP is quite high, and with all those defense increases, this thing just tickled, and Aerith just do an AoE heal, and look, we're already capped. So that tells me that her heal is definitely OP. It's overpowered for this dungeon, and I can focus more on doing magical. Right now, she's in her sigil phase, and I was lucky enough that the sigil that she selected was going to be the X sigil. So that allowed me, with Cloud, to be able to take those sigils down very quickly. And unfortunately, was not able to take her out before that animation. That's okay. So I just used Aruna, which was just silly. What a waste. And she gets finished off by Seth. Alright guys, so we finished the dungeon. We finished it with Yuffie, which is the ultra hard battle. And there are definitely some learnings here. I could have definitely beat Elena with just the fire summon. If I had Ifrit all the way up, which I did, and I had enough ATB, which I did, and I was controlling Sephiroth, I would have been able to do his fire resist down, and then that would have been enough for me to be able to wipe out her and her mobs right off the bat instead of having to use a secondary summon. So that will be my next time running through. But as you can see, I got my S+, and that is really all you really need to do in this dungeon, guys, because if you are able to do your S+ ranking, then congratulations, you get the crystals. So here, let's take a look at our rewards. So there's that S+ 500 crystals. That's our real main goal when you're doing these events. Get the crystals, guys. The rankings, they come and go as you have really good equipment, but the crystals, well, you need them for the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth collab. So make sure that you're trying to get those S+ rankings. That's it, guys. I'm going to do this a few more times, and hopefully I get a really good run, and then I can be around the 2 mil mark, and then I will be in a much better place. Right now, with just completing just that one battle, I'm already in position 47. This is day one. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to hop on later tonight or tomorrow morning or whatever time that is for them, and they're going to be able to just wipe me off the map and put me back down to 300. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one, adventurers. Be well.